Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, we're going to be talking about how things have went from bad to worse for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and their head coach, Todd Bowles. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. First thing I want to talk about is the games that are highlighted right here. The Atlanta Falcons, the Houston Texans, and the Indianapolis Colts. 3 games that were very winnable for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I want to say this, things were already bad after the bye week for the Bucs. They're 1-6 coming out of the bye week. 1-5 before the Indianapolis Colts game. Let's not even talk about this game yet, the Colts game. 1-5. And there are some games in there that are just tough to win. The Lions game, the Bills game, the 49ers game. Those are 3 games that, those were very tough games. 2 games that were bad losses for the Bucs was the Atlanta Falcons and the Houston Texans. 2 games the Bucs should have won. You take those 2 games, you turn them into wins, you're looking at 6-4 before week 12. You're looking at 6-4 before week 12. Changes the dynamic, changes the landscape of the NFC South. You're in a pretty comfortable position in the NFC South at that point, right? You are. Things got worse because you lost to the Indianapolis Colts. And I know what people are going to say. James, we're 1 game out of the division. We have some divisional matchups coming up against the Carolina Panthers and the Atlanta Falcons. They're still in this race. Absolutely. I agree with that. But that isn't by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' own design. And it just got worse because you lost to the Indianapolis Colts in another winnable game where the defense didn't show up yet again, where this team didn't show up to beat a winnable team. And this is a situation where the Bucs, again, you turn that into a win. They're 7-4, in an even more comfortable lead for the NFC South. And this is something that I think the Glaziers are going to look back at. Jason Light is going to look back at. And if things don't go well in these next handful of games, these are going to be some deciding factors for Todd Bowles' time here as a coach and whether or not to get rid of him or keep him. And right now, I said this to a friend of mine, if the season ended today, Todd Bowles would be gone because of games like this, because of the Atlanta Falcons, because of the Houston Texans, because of the Indianapolis Colts. If the season ended today, Todd Bowles would not be the head coach of this football team anymore. Point blank simple as that. Because you're squandering opportunities. You're squandering winnable games. Good teams win these 3 games. Good teams take commanding leads in their playoff races, or at least show competitiveness. I know I talk about this team a lot, but the Pittsburgh Steelers are a good example. They've got Kenny Pickett at quarterback, and they're 7-4 right now. That's a team that's going to fight. That's a team is going to win. That's a team that Jason Light and the Glaziers want to be, but Todd Bowles isn't leading that type of team right now. I want to take a look, too, at the quotes that Todd Bowles has been giving recently. First thing here on why the losses have snowballed. Todd Bowles said, I don't think it's snowballed. I think we're making mistakes at the wrong time. Whether we get down to the 1-yard line in the first quarter, whether we blow something on defense in the second half, it's a different guy every time. The effort is there. The work is there. You want to win a ball game. We're desperate to win a ball game. Just one ball game. But small things happen against different teams at different times. We can't play the Bucs plus the opposition. I agree with mistakes being made and playing. You can't play the Bucs and the opposition. I get where Todd Bowles is saying that, but to say this isn't snowballed, my man, 1-6 following the bye, yes, it's snowballed. I don't agree with that. Yes, they're not getting blown out, but where it's snowballed has been you're losing winnable games. That's where it's snowballing. At the beginning of the year, you had 3 winnable games. You won all 3. Why is it snowballed? Because the reverse is happening now. That's where it's snowballing. And also to say it's a different guy every time. It's just been that is an admittance, in my opinion, of, what's the common denominator here? If it's a different guy every time, it's a different guy every time. The coaching staff is the common denominator here. It's not just one guy. It's a simple mistake from everybody, from different people. Then it's not just one player. What do you look at next? What's the next common denominator? The coaching staff. And I will say this. Todd Bowles does say right here, we've got to coach a player, or we've got to coach it better. We've definitely got to play it better. I understand that. Todd Bowles is not oblivious to say, hey, we've got to coach it better. It's a concentration thing. It's to the coaching staff, man. And he said it a couple of times here. We're going to go back up to some of the quotes on why he said why there's so many mistakes happening week in, week out. There shouldn't be. It's things we've done every day. Every day. We've done them right hundreds of times. At a certain point in time, it doesn't get done. You got to, if that's the case, if these are things that guys have done hundreds of times, you got to make sure these guys are focused in. You got to make sure that these guys are locked in. Just have to make a play. We're just trying to win a game. We're just going to try and take them one game at a time and try and win and see where we are at the end. We've still got all of our division games ahead of us. We feel like there's a chance. Continuing down here. I think we've done these things hundreds of times. At certain times, they happen at the wrong time in terms of mistakes being made. We're young, yes, but that's not an excuse. We're in every ball game. Yes. Yes, you are, and you've lost 3 games that you've been in. Or 3 winnable games that you should have been in and won. We have a chance to win every ball game. We don't make the plays at the end, and we make some critical errors in between. I'm not disagreeing with Todd Bowles here. He's putting it point blank, simple as that, but when does it come down to the coaching? I don't think that it's a disconnect. It's a concentration thing. Got to coach those guys better. And Todd Bowles does admit that, but to me, it just sounds like a guy... To me, it just sounds like a guy who is just looking for answers in a potential sinking ship, right? And I'm not going to go as far as to say like this is a Dirk Cutter situation. If you guys remember, Dirk Cutter had a really just sad quote where he said like, look, if I had the answers, I'd give them. And Bowles is saying, and this is all he can say, we got to coach better. We got to play it better. But when does it fit in, right? When does this really sink in? Because I'm going to tell you right now, you're on the edge, brother. You're on the edge right now. With these next slate of games, you are on the absolute edge. And unless something dramatic changes, is this what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are now? A team that loses winnable games. A team that can't get the job done. A team that their head coach, their leader is saying, we got to coach better, we got to play it better. But and I understand where he's coming from with that, but then it never happens. A guy who can't have the answers to help his players concentrate, to not clean up the mistakes and play complete football. Is that what's happening here? That's why things have gone from bad to worse. That's why this Colts game was what made things go from bad to worse. Because it just continues to signify what the Bucs have been since the bye week, is a team that can't even beat the mediocre teams, that can't win winnable games, is a team where they can't concentrate, and the leadership has failed them. That's what we're seeing right now. That's why things have gone from bad to worse. Can it change? I don't know. The proof that we're seeing right now, the answer is going to be no. The answer is going to be no. And there isn't any proof to say that things are going to get better right now, folks. But we'll see. We'll see. So I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions about this situation, about Todd Bowles, about his coaching staff, and how you feel like things are going right now. In my opinion, I feel like things have gone from bad to worse. Maybe you guys disagree. Maybe you guys agree. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions about it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, look, man, if the season ended today, I think Todd Bowles would be gone. I do believe that. But maybe you guys disagree. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments section below. I'd love to hear it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope y'all enjoyed. And as always, guys, I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs. See you guys soon.